Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 723rd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. As a lot of you might know, I've been putting on a lot of older games from our Brotherhood archives. Well, this battle was only fought last night, Friday the 27th of January. So it's a really modern new battle, as I say, only fought last night. And what a cracking battle this is, and I really hope you enjoy it. Okay. Our first teammate is Brotherhood member Stevelongshanks. Now, Steve has got 12 Spartans and 8 Cretans. I've noticed that Steve is now using Greek cities as his faction of choice. A few years ago, he was always using Greek cities, and he went back to Rome, but now I see he's going back to Greek cities, and that is his faction of choice. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now, Aurelius has got 12 head hurlers, 2 druids, 2 chariot archers and 4 heavy chariots. Now, as we know, barbarian morale is not very good, so to bring religious units like these druids is a really good tactical move, because of course that boosts the morale of your troops there. So as I say, barbarian troops morale not being very good, that's a great tactical move, bringing those. And then he's got his infamous head hurlers. If you count the upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, fully upgraded head hurlers here. Okay, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So not messing around there. And you can see that these guys throw those effective against armor heads and can be absolutely devastated. You can see enemy units seem to literally melt in front of them, where they cause so many casualties. And they cause so many casualties so fast that it drops the morale of the enemy unit that's being hit by the heads and causes them to rout. Okay, so make no mistake, these 12 head hurlers that Aurelius has bought are going to be extremely effective. Okay, the devastating firepower they can bring. But remember, if they haven't tipped the battle in their team's favour by the time they've thrown all their heads, all you have got is 12 units of light infantry. So it'll be interesting to see how Aurelius uses those during the course of the battle. I notice Aurelius is using Britannia quite a lot now and getting really good with them. Okay. You'll see he's chose the barbarian warlord chariots. Remember, Britannia's got 2 types of chariots. They got the ordinary heavy chariots with 3 hit points, or these barbarian warlord chariots with 5 hit points, but are a lot more expensive. But I've experimented with both types over the years, and I would recommend that you get these barbarian warlord chariots. Those 2 extra hit points really make a difference. And then he's got his chariot archers there as well, which can form a Cantabrian circle, which is very useful there. So as I say, this is increasingly Aurelius' faction of choice now, and he's getting very good with the Britannia faction. Our next teammate is myself. Spartan Commander has got his very old, tried and tested Roman army, 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. And our last teammate is the host of this battle, Brotherhood member Crypto. Now, Crypto's got 12 infantry, 4 archers and 4 cavalry. Okay. Just like to show you here that he's bought an eagle unit with his infantry, so of course that eagle unit will boost the morale of his troops, and of course he's got an infantry general that will be giving morale bonus as well. So he's got a lot of morale going on there amongst his infantry. That eagle unit can really make a difference to boosting the morale of your troops. He usually brings good cavalry. Let's have a look there. 1, 2, 3, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack for Crypto's cavalry there. It's very powerful cavalry. So I think that's a pretty good Roman army there. It'd be interesting to see how we use it during the course of the battle. Very diverse team as well. Let's say you've got Greek cities with Stevelongshanks. You've got Britannia with Aurelius, myself with Rome, and Crypto with Rome. It should be a cracking battle for you to enjoy, and I hope you like it. And here is the other team. We have someone who's called himself OTD Chinzerig, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now, Scorp's got 8 archers, 6 infantry, and 6 cavalry. Okay, so he's gone very, very heavy on the archers there. As I say, 8 archers, 6 infantry, and 6 cavalry. Okay. There you are, you can see that. Remember, Scorpion King's got no saved armies. He builds custom armies for every battle. 6 infantry. Okay, the rear line of his battle formation have got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on. His 2 forward units have just got gold shield, gold attack on. but only 6 infantry. What do you guys think? Do you think that's enough infantry for the modern day battlefield? I guess we'll see as the battle unfolds. There he's got serious cavalry, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. But as I say, he's gone very heavy on the archers there, very well upgraded cavalry, but only 6 infantry. So as I say, it'd be interesting to see how he uses that army during the course of the battle. Okay, our next, their next teammate is Get Jacked. Now he's got 10 pikes, 4 archers, and 5 chariots. Okay, if I have a look at the upgrades on his pikeman there, his bronze shield pikeman, can you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 upgrades, fully upgraded pikeman, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack for these bronze shield pikemen there. Just look at the length of those pikes. Our men have got to fight down to kill the man on the other end. Very, very difficult to do that, and especially when those units are fully upgraded. Then he's bought those infamous chariots there with their massive attack specifications, their massive fear factor, which takes morale away from enemy troops, making them more susceptible to routing. But if these units run amok, as we've seen in so many battle videos, they kill both friend and foe alike and become a menace to both friend and foe alike. And strangely, they seem to be more powerful in amok mode than they do in normal mode. I could never work that one out, but they really are a double-edged sword if you think about bringing these type of chariots to the battlefield. So it'll be interesting to see how Get Jacked handles those. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member FirstPrime. Now FirstPrime's got 11 infantry, 3 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, I'd just like to show you something here. You'll see that he's got his infantry general with 8 upgrades on, but he's also got an eagle unit as well. So he's got a lot of morale going on here. Remember that eagle unit boosts the morale of the troops there, as well as his infantry general. And there is his 6 cavalry units there. He'll have them quite well upgraded. But there you are, that's a cavalry formation you don't see every day. Old-fashioned one, that. So well done to FirstPrime. Nice to see a bit of old school on the modern day battlefield. And their last teammate is Sneaky Barclayman, as we call him. Now Barclayman has got 13 Sacred Band Spearmen, 4 Slingers, and 3 Cavalry. Quick look at his battle formation here. You'll see his forward units have just got gold shield, gold attack on. Okay, but if you move further back into his battle formation, the rest of his units have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so as you move further back into his battle formation, you can see that. So his forward unit's going to take the pilers, make first contact with the enemy, and hopefully weaken the enemy, and then he'll bring his more elite, well-upgraded troops in to finish off the weakened enemy. I think that's the thinking behind that battle formation. Be interesting to see how well he uses it. And there you can see he's got 3 cavalry as well. So their team is quite a diverse team as well. As I say, you've got Rome there with Scorpion King. You've got Pontus there with Get Jacked. You've got Rome there with FirstPrime. And of course you've got Carthage with Barclayman, which is of course his faction of choice. Either team got a faction advantage? What do you think? Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you'll see Scorpion King SR laying his credentials straight onto the table. Aggressive attacking moves, as he always does. You'll see Crypto here is walking his army over to the centre there to team up with his teammates. Scorpion King has spotted that look and is bringing 5 of his archers out, guarded by his cavalry, to hopefully shoot into the flank of Crypto's army as he moves over to the centre. Now you can see Crypto has spotted a threat now and is now starting to run his troops over there. But as I say, it was a very nice aggressive attacking move there by Scorpion King there, bringing his archers guarded by his cavalry straight out at the beginning of the battle. We've literally just pressed start on this battle there, but you can see there he is now targeting the flank of Crypto's infantry there with his archers. Now how long he'll want to stand there for, I don't know, because he may well think that both Crypto and myself could maybe attack him with our cavalry there. But you'll see that Crypto there has moved his archers forward there to cover his infantry. And if you notice there, Scorpion King now is backing his archers off a little bit there, as Crypto's moving his archers forward there. But as I say, very aggressive attacking move there by Scorpion King right from the beginning there. And here you'll see that Get Jacked is using his, I think, fully upgraded armoured cavalry general there. very effectively, looking for soft targets, looking to probably hit our archers there, maybe even looking to hit some of our head hurlers. And just like to draw your attention here, right over on our far right flank, you'll see Aurelius has positioned his chariots, both his chariot archers and his heavy chariots, possibly looking to get in behind the enemy team there. He's always very tactical with his chariots, as we've seen in other battles there. Now, at this stage of the battle, I'd just like to show you what I think is great, what I call general cavalry bait. Okay, can you see that Get-Jax just seems to have forgot his general there? And what I think he's trying to do is to draw our cavalry out to attack his general. Okay, that's why he just left it there, like he's forgotten it. But all the time he's got his archers there, plus his allies' archers there as well. Can you see? He's got his archers there, his allies' archers, and what he'd like to do is draw our cavalry out to attack his general. And just before we hit his general, he'd move his general out the way, but all those archers then would inflict a lot of casualties on our cavalry. So I think that was a nice bit of general bait there by Get-Jacked. But of course we're not going to fall for that. Now in this battle you'll find that Steve and myself are kind of like the leading attack here. And we've got to keep our Britannia ally behind us. Remember that Britannia barbarian troops will suffer massively from archer damage, so Aurelius will keep those at the rear there until he really needs to use them. Okay, as we saw earlier, we'll see that Aurelius has taken his chariots around the rear of the enemy troops. Now here you'll see that Barclayman's got two of his Sacred Band cavalry. Now we know sneaky Barclayman can be very sneaky, and what he'd like to do is get those two cavalry units slowly and carefully round our flank, maybe so we don't notice them, and charge into Steve's archers there. So that's what Barclayman would like to do with those two units, and we'll just have to see if we can counter that move there. But see that Get-Jack's general still just stood there. Look, come and get me, guys. You know, bring your cavalry out, come and attack me. I'm just stood here. I've forgotten all about my general. And then of course he's got all those archers there. Let's see, not just his archers but his allies' archers there, ready to inflict big casualties on our cavalry if we do attack his general. So as I say, a nice bit of cavalry general bait there, and I thought newer players to Rome Total War, you might like to see that. That's a really old school, old fashioned tactic that. Okay, you can see Steve now shooting his fire arrows onto Get-Jack's unit there, but remember that unit is fully upgraded, got 2 hit points, so those arrows are going to do absolute minimal damage. And what Get-Jack would like to do there is attract Steve's expensive Cretan archers to shoot their expensive arrows onto his general unit, knowing that it will cause absolute minimal damage there, and kind of trying to get Steve to waste his arrows. Okay, you can see there that Scorpion King SR has brought his SBQ archers forward a little bit there, maybe to try and target the Cretan archers. But so you can see Steve moving forward there. I'm going to move forward with him. As I say, we're kind of like the spearhead of the attack there, and Crypto will keep up with us as well. But as I say, we've got to keep our Britannia allies troops behind us there, because as I say, they're extremely susceptible to archer damage. Can you see Get-Jacked moving his short-range archers forward there, I think trying to get the head hurlers in range, and he's lost one of his units there through doing that. But that's what they want to do. They want to target obviously our Britannia allies troops there. They know how devastating those head hurlers are, so they would like to obviously cause a lot of casualties to our head hurlers before the head hurlers can do the same to them. Okay, now remember Barclayman's bought this Carthaginian army there to counter Steve's Greek cities army, so it'll be interesting to see when these two lock horns. As I say, make no mistake, Barclayman really wants to get those Carthaginians involved with Steve's Greek cities there. He really wants to lock horns with Steve, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes about that during the course of the battle. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. You'll see that sneaky Barclayman did get one of his cavalry units round the flank there and charged into Steve's archers there. So if you notice there, I've just charged my cavalry in there to counter him, but he has managed to rout one of Steve's archer units there. As I say, Barclayman moves his cavalry very slowly around the flank, hoping that you don't see him, and then he charges in and hits the soft targets like archers there. That's why we call him Sneaky Barclayman. It should be a cracking battle for you to watch. Okay, at this still very early stage of the battle, you'll see that I'm advancing my army towards the enemy Pontus there. Obviously, what I'd like to do is to get into piler range of those Pontus pikemen, so I could throw loads of pilers into them and damage their forward units. So you'll notice there, my guess is that Pontus will probably back off from my infantry, because he knows what I want to do there. There you are. And he's pulling his pikemen back, which is a good tactical move for him, because he doesn't want a load of piler damage to his units. And you'll see Steve moving forward. Now remember, Steve doesn't really want to fight the Carthaginians. He'd like to go for Rome. And over here you'll see that Aurelius has got his chariot archers in Canterbury and circle there. Very difficult to kill for enemy foot archers, and he will be causing a lot of casualties to the enemy archers there. Okay, but over here, as I say, you can see me moving forward there towards those Pontus pikemen. As I say, I'd like to do a lot of damage to them with my pilers before we even get into hand-to-hand fighting. Now remember, Barclayman here really wants to go for Steve's Greek city units there with his Carthaginians. Can you see how aggressive Barclayman is being with his Carthaginian sacred band, well-upgraded units? Like, he really wants to hit Steve's Spartans there. So you can see there, he's really running towards it. He's hoping to catch Steve in the centre. Now, what maybe would be a good idea if I move my Roman troops over to take on the Carthaginians, freeing up Steve then to maybe go for the enemy Roman troops there. But as you can see here, you can see Barclayman really wants to engage Steve's Spartans there as he's moving in quick. Now what I thought at this stage of the battle, and I don't know what you guys are thinking here, but I was thinking if Steve pinned and held those Carthaginians there, okay, so he pins and holds in there with his Spartans, then Aurelius could bring his 12 head hurlers up behind Steve's Spartans there, and then start throwing hundreds of those effective against armor heads into the Carthaginians, decimating their units there. Can you see what I mean? So if Steve pins and holds the Carthaginians, Aurelius brings his head hurlers forward there, and we could do between us a lot of damage there to those Carthaginian units. You can see, look at Barclayman, look, really wants to engage Steve's Spartan units there. Now if you notice, can you see I'm moving my Julia army over, and I'm looking to hit Carthage in the flank with my Roman army there. Can you see how I'm going to crash in there, look? And bang, as my units going forward. Right, can you see Aurelius is bringing his head hurlers forward as well at the same time. Now Barclayman has spotted the danger here from my Romans coming in on his flank and the head hurlers moving forward, and he's now decided to move his Carthaginian army back now. So there you are. He was trying to be very aggressive there against Steve there, but also you've got Steve's archers there, his Cretan archers shooting into Carthaginians as well. So my guess is that probably Barclayman's lost quite a few men from his forward units there, because I think those head hurlers did manage to get some throwing of the heads in on those forward units. Plus you can see my Roman army, as I say, coming in from the flank of the Carthaginians there as well. So to say, Barclayman, you could see how aggressive and how keen he was to take on the Spartans there, but he might have lost a couple of his units there and had other units weakened as well. There you can see him moving forward now into the other Spartan unit there that's on its own. But you can see that I've moved my Julia army forward now towards the Carthaginians. So that could free up Steve. Steve can either integrate his army with my Romans there, if that's what he wanted to do, or he could move them off somewhere else to try and hit enemy Roman troops. Over here on our left flank, you'll see that Scorpion King, using his well-upgraded cavalry, have taken out a lot of Crypto's archers. Plus you've got, of course, his archers over there. You've got a chariot there of Get Jacked as well. Now this, they may well attack Crypto's cavalry, or they may well go in behind Crypto's infantry there and smash into the back of Crypto's infantry. So we need to watch what's happening on our left flank there. But as I say, here you can see over on our far right flank, you can see there that as we saw before, Aurelius got his heavy chariots in behind the enemy troops there, ready to attack when he's ready. And you can see there that FirstPrime and Scorpion King have got their archers there, possibly to counter those chariots if those chariots get into range there. Okay, so there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment, but I think we have weakened a lot of those Carthaginian units and routed a few as well. Okay, so as you can see, Steve's Spartan army and my Rome army are now integrated at this part of the battlefield. As I say, on our left flank there, Crypto's got a lot going on over there with enemy chariots and SBQR cavalry there as well. Okay, so to say here, you can see here, if you notice what they're saying, that frightened by chariots. Okay, you see the enemy chariots there? So Crypto's units are frightened by chariots. That means their morale is dropped and they're more susceptible to routing. If they get smashed in the back by enemy cavalry, they're bearing in mind that their morale has been lowered there by the chariots, they may well rout. You've got Crypto's cavalry. Remember, his cavalry are well upgraded as well. He can always counter the enemy cavalry coming into the back of his infantry if he wishes. The head hurlers here, just look at the volume of heads they're throwing there. Notice that Aurelius got them in close, tight formation there for more impact, more damage there. You imagine those effective against armor heads smashing in to those Carthaginian units there, causing massive casualties. As I say, you can see Steve and my army are integrated there. So it'll be interesting to see what the enemy Scipii general does first primer. We know he's a very tactical, very old, wily RTW general, and it wouldn't surprise me if he came round our flank there. Okay, there, I think that would be a good tactical move there for him to come round the flank to attack, as I say, the flank of my army there, and maybe try and take out the head hurlers as well. If you notice here, that Barclayman, sneaky Barclayman, bought his fast moving armoured cavalry general there to try and target Steve's archers again, which I've now countered with my cavalry. But as I say, you can see FirstPrime moving his Scipii infantry round the flank there. Nice tactical move. Over here on our left flank there, you can see Crypto looking to charge his cavalry in there. Look at bang as he charges cavalry into the enemy SBQR cavalry. But now you can see chariots and the rest of the SBQR cavalry charging into him as well. And you can see there's a heck of a lot of pressure on Crypto's cavalry there. Crypto's bringing some of his infantry units into the fray as well. Nice move by him. But you might notice that on the right there, I'm going to charge my cavalry in there to support him there. You can see my cavalry charging in now. It wouldn't surprise me if the enemy backed the chariots and cavalry off when they see my cavalry coming in. There you are. That's exactly what they've done. They've pulled their cavalry and chariots back when they saw my cavalry on the way there. That was a good tactical withdrawal by the enemy team, because I think they'd have probably been routed by the impact of my cavalry. Now, as I say, over here on our right flank, as I say, FirstPrime, old wily general there. It wouldn't surprise me if he moved around our right flank. Okay, so at the rear of the enemy team here, it looks like Aurelius has tried to attack the enemy cavalry with his chariots there, and it looks like FirstPrime is routed. Now, if you notice here, can you see how FirstPrime's cavalry holding their spears down there? So I think FirstPrime's got his cavalry in guard mode. Some people use cavalry in guard mode there against chariots, and that seems to work quite effectively. It's an old school tactic. You don't see it often used now. So, but you can see that it's between the Pontus chariots and FirstPrime's cavalry. They've routed a lot of Aurelius's Britannia units there. Okay, so that was a nice, like a bit of a nasty battle there around the rear there. You can see that there's a lot of enemy cavalry and chariots there, routed our Britannia allies' chariots there, but they may well rally. But over here, as I say, on the right flank, I think, as I say, as we said before, FirstPrime been playing Rome Total War since it first came out. He's an old wily Rome Total War general, and as I say, a good tactical move I think here would be to move his army around the flank, and which is exactly what he's doing. Look, going to move that army around the flank to smash into the flank of my army and Steve's army there, or maybe even to try and take out the head hurlers who have been absolutely devastating on the Carthage units there. Nice move there by FirstPrime. So if you notice now, I'm turning my army to face the threat of FirstPrime's army there. So Steve's now facing the depleted Carthage army, while I turn to face the enemy Scipii troops on our right flank there. Okay, so you can see them facing there. Plus, of course, we've got the head hurlers of Aurelius there as well, that will be throwing those effective against armor heads into FirstPrime's infantry as well there, causing big casualties. Now remember, FirstPrime's cavalry is quite well upgraded as well, so he could well use that very effectively on the other flank. Right here you can see I'm trying to help Crypto on our left flank there, as he's under a lot of pressure there from some Pontus pikemen and Scorpion King's archers and well upgraded cavalry. Okay, now if you notice here on the right flank, you will see, as we know, FirstPrime can be very aggressive, very attacking there, but we've got Aurelius's head hurlers here that will be throwing lots of heads into FirstPrime. So I'm thinking FirstPrime's thinking to himself he needs to attack quite quickly. He's got his cavalry locked and loaded. Well upgraded cavalry there, and if he charges those in, that's 6 well upgraded cavalry charge bonuses going to smash into my infantry. If you notice here, you'll see that Aurelius has got his chariot, I think archers there, and a heavy chariot unit that was rallied from being routed earlier on in the battle. But as I say, here you can see, which surprised me, as FirstPrime rammed his infantry into my infantry, to pin and hold my infantry and then smash his cavalry in. You'll see Steve's brought a couple of his Spartan units over there to strengthen my formation against cavalry hits. But here comes FirstPrime's well upgraded cavalry. Get ready for this, and bang, as he smashes in. You'll see I'm counter-attacking with my cavalry now, and bang, as my cavalry smashes in there. Oh my gosh, look at the impact and penetration of FirstPrime's cavalry. Look how he's penetrated into my battle formation there. But you can see I'm really countering with my cavalry against his cavalry there. You can see Aurelius just threw in a battle damaged chariot unit as well. Now don't forget, these head hurler units there will be throwing a lot of heads into the enemy troops as well. There you can see there, and you've got the Britannia general there as well, giving morale bonus to both his troops and mine there, as FirstPrime, really aggressive attack there by him. But I think he just didn't want to stand around getting killed by head hurlers there, so he's really aggressively attacked there. But you can see I managed to counter with my cavalry. Right, you can see Get Jack's got his chariot unit there. Okay, make no mistake, there will be a fear factor on my infantry there from that chariot. They will be frightened by chariots, no doubt about that. But you've got Steve's units there as well. There, and you can see the Carthaginian units of the enemy have come in. But make no mistake, the power of the heads hurlers here. Just look at those heads there, look. Effective against armour. Imagine the casualties that they're causing FirstPrime's units. And as I say, they cause casualties so quick that it lowers the morale of units and makes them rout. Over here, make no mistake, the Carthaginian slingers have been shooting into us mercilessly, plus the enemy archers as well. So they would have been causing us a heck of a lot of casualties there from the slingshots and the arrows going into us there. Okay, you can see Steve's moved some Spartans over there to help Crypto on the other flank against the enemy SPQR and Pontus pikemen. Crypto's general still alive there, and you can see there's a lot of scrapping going on there between the enemy SPQR troops and Crypto's Julii troops there. So there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. Okay, but as I say, if you can pin and hold enemy units and your Britannia ally can bring his head hurlers forward, you'll be surprised at the damage that those head hurlers can do there to the enemy troops. Okay, you can see I think most of FirstPrime's cavalry has now been routed there by a combination of my counterattack by my cavalry and the head hurlers there. Okay, so you can see FirstPrime's infantry still engaged there. Now what I've spotted there, can you see FirstPrime's general there? Can you see with the square flag, those people that may not have played Rome Total War, bang, as my cavalry charges in there. You can see that FirstPrime's general there. There, can you see? And what I'm looking to do is to probably pull my cavalry back, lock and load, and charge in again. Just routed some of his units there with my cavalry. But as I say, I'm pulled back, locked and loaded there, ready to charge in again. Okay, Steve, as I say, got some units in there ready to, is helping as well there, as well as my Julii army. You'll see that I'm running my Julii infantry forward there, doing a surge attack on those Carthage units and the Scipio units there. Okay, so you can see that. And there you are, you can see the Druids there, giving morale not just to their own troops, but our troops as well. There, and the head hurlers are throwing heads, as I say, into the enemy troops there. You can see all the head hurlers of Aurelius is there. And as I say, make no mistake, they will be doing a lot of damage there. But you can see I'm charging my cavalry in now. And if you notice here, some of you might not notice there, but the enemy general or generals always stand on the left side of the general unit there. So can you see that FirstPrime's general is on the left side of the general unit? So that's why I've smashed in with my cavalry from the left side here, because what I'm looking to do is to hopefully take out the Scipii general, therefore taking the morale. There you go. Bang! He's smashing there. So that hit that I've just charged in there, that has just killed the Scipii general, taking the morale bonus away from the Scipii troops there. So remember that general units always got the general on the left side. So if you smash into a general unit, try and hit it on the left side, you might have a good chance of killing the general. Okay, you can see some of FirstPrime's units have rallied, and he's bringing them back into the fray there, and you can see there's some Carthage units still fighting. But over on our left flank here, you'll see that Crypto, with the help of some of Steve's Spartan's units there, have done well. But remember that Scorpion King had a lot of well upgraded archers there, and the volume of arrows that he's shooting there, you can see his general's been routed. Scorpion King's general's been routed here, but the archers look kept in close, tight formation for more impact and more damage there. So make no mistake, Scorpion King's been shooting loads and loads of arrows into Crypto and Stevelongshanks there, and you'll see that some of Scorpion King's units have rallied. Remember, Scorpion King only had 6 infantry in his army there. So as I say, those archers will be causing us a lot of damage there. And also don't forget that Scorpion King's cavalry were very upgraded, very well upgraded there. So he's done quite well here, I think, on the left flank. But meanwhile, over on the right flank there, you can see there some Pontus chariots charging in like a bang as those Pontus chariots charged in there. I'm going to pull my cavalry back, probably looking to lock and load it there again to charge in. There's Aurelius, is chariot archers there. But see, you can see FirstPrime, some of FirstPrime's units have rallied there, but can you see frightened by chariots? You notice there that frightened by chariots. So even though our chariots aren't attacking, they're still doing damage by taking morale away from enemy troops. Here you can see my troops there attacking the Carthaginian troops. They're trying to finish them off, and the head hurlers there all the time throwing loads of those effective against armor heads into the enemy troops there. Let's say pulling my cavalry back there, probably to lock and load them and charge them back in. But you can see, if you look at my Julia army, can you see how battle depleted it is? And can you see that chariot there of Get Jacked has run amok now and is starting to kill a lot of our troops? As I say, they seem to be more powerful in amok mode than they do in normal mode, which always seems a bit strange to me. Right, so there you are. You can see that we've routed a heck of a lot of FirstPrime's army now. So that's good news for us. Steve, as I say, threw in a couple of his Spartan units in with my Julii troops there to help, and of course the head hurlers there were causing massive damage there, lowering the morale of enemy troops and making them more susceptible to routing, as we just saw there. But as I say, don't forget these missile troops of the enemy, the slingshots of the slingers, and the arrows of those archers have been shooting into us, as I said, mercilessly all through the battle there, causing us massive casualties. As I say, over on our left flank here, Crypto's been doing very well against the enemy SPQR troops there. And don't forget, Steve sent a couple of his Spartan units over there to help as well. But it looks like those Spartan units may well have been taken out. But as I say, Crypto's done well there on that left flank with the help of Steve. Remember, Crypto is Julii, the enemy are Pontus and SPQR there. Now here you can see moving my troops forward towards those slingers and enemy archers there. I'm going to hit them with my cavalry as well. It's about time we took these guys out. As I say, they've been causing massive casualties to us all through the battle there. You can see FirstPrime still got some of his rallied units he's brought back into the fray there. But over here, as I say, you can see Scorpion King with his SPQR army. There you can see him charging his cavalry in there, and there's I think that's a Pontus general unit there just charging as well. But you can see Pontus pike units there on Crypto's infantry. I think actually Crypto's held and done really well on this left flank there. There's one of Crypto's eagle units. Has his eagle unit been routed there, and you've got enemy cavalry in behind him as well there. So things not looking that good on our left flank at the moment. Let's say over here you'll see that FirstPrime is kind of rallying his infantry there, and he's got SPQR archers over there as well, and he's up against the Britannia head hurlers there of Aurelius. My guess is that a heck of a lot of his head hurlers now have thrown all their heads. There's a couple of Carthage spear units as well. But yeah, I would think that a lot of Aurelius' head hurlers have thrown all their heads, so they now will be alt attack to fight with their swords. Meanwhile, we're chasing down the routers here. You might be thinking, what am I doing with my cavalry at this stage of the battle? Where we're just chasing down the routers, making sure they're not going to rally. That's what we're doing there. How many veterans watching this have seen rallied units come back into the battle and turn the battle? So we make sure we chase the routers down. But over here on our left flank, you'll see most of Crypto's units have been routed. Now, wisely, he's running his general unit away from the enemy troops there, because obviously he's still got his general there with that morale bonus that he can be given. But I think most of Crypto's army has now been routed. You'll see I'm charging my Julii units into these enemy troops here. Now what I think the plan was here, I'm going to pin and hold the enemy troops here with my Julii army while Steve takes his spears round the flank. That's the Pontus general dead. So as I say, the plan is for me to pin and hold. Steve takes his Spartans round the flank and goes in round behind them there. Can you see? That's a good tactical move there by the two of us. Pin, hold, get in behind and attack. You can see I'm going to charge my cavalry in as well. See my cavalry going in there, and bang, and my cavalry smashes in there. And then Steve charges his units in there. He's alt attacked, he's charged him just with his swords there, and we've managed to rout that group of enemy troops there. So it's a nice tactical move there. Newer players to Rome Total War, you might like to try that when you play the game. Over here, as I say, you can see FirstPrime there. He's busily fighting the Britannia head hurlers there. He's got some units rallied, and of course you've got the SBQR archers of Scorpion King shooting into us as well. Okay, so make no mistake, just to give you a heads up on this battle is going to go right down to the wire, and it'll be interesting to see which way it's going to go right at the end there. Okay, and don't forget here, Scorpion King's been using his archers really well. Remember, Scorpion King's been playing Rome Total War from the first day it came out, the same as FirstPrime and myself. And he's a wily old general, and he'll use those archers extremely tactically well there to target our troops. Okay, if you notice here, I'm going to move my Julii troops over towards the rallied enemy Scipii troops there. But you can see we're being shot at by archers. You've got slinger units here. They're also shooting their slingshots into us as well, causing us a lot of casualties. So, as I say, missile troops towards the end of a battle can be extremely important, because if you notice, all our units are really battle damaged, and archer damage and slingshot damage can lower the morale of those units even more and making them even more susceptible to routing. So that's the entirety, I think, of our armies there. What you can see in front of you, that's all we got left. And we got those slingers and archers shooting into us there. And as I say, FirstPrime's rallied some of his infantry units there, and he's routed a few of the head hurlers. As I say, my guess is that most of Aurelius' head hurlers now have thrown all their heads, so all you can do is use them as light infantry now. But remember, he did fully upgrade them, 9 upgrades, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on those head hurlers, so they could be effective light infantry with those type of upgrades on. Here you can see, if you look at my infantry, that's all the infantry I've got left. Let's just have a look at the numbers there. So what have I got? 5 men in that unit. 3 men in that unit. 10 men in that unit. Was that 13 men in that unit? 10 men in that unit. So that's the entirety of my army there, of my infantry. That's all I've got left. And if you look at Steve, I think that's all of Steve's army left there. He's got 20 men in that one unit. What's that? 3 men in that unit, 2 men in that unit, and 1 man in that unit. So you've got 1, 2, and 3. That's all he's got, and those. And that's the entirety of Steve's army. Bearing in mind, those Spartans got 2 hit points and excellent specifications. Oh, and he's got his general over there as well. So that's good news. He's got a few numbers there, 37 in his general unit there. Steve's done well there, keeping his general unit so well populated. during the course of the battle, probably kept it out of the fighting quite a lot. And there's Crypto. Look, I think Crypto's got 2 units left, but importantly, he's still got his general left alive there, give him morale bonus. So let's say now we're going to start moving in. We're not going to stand around and let our units just get shot to pieces by enemy missile units. That we're going to try and charge in there and get into a hand-to-hand fight there. Oh, you can see some of Aurelius' units have still got some heads left. They just threw some in there and routed that Eagle unit of FirstPrimes. So yeah, some of his units have got their some heads left there. But as I say, here this battle could go right down to the wire there. You can see FirstPrime still got some infantry there. And I say there's Steve there fighting. I think Scorpion King is alt attacked with those archers there, attacking those Spartans. He's still got some arrows left with one of his archer units there, but he has alt attacked with 2 of them. You can see him shooting arrows into those Spartans there. As I say, a Crypto's got 2 units left. You can see I'm going after FirstPrime's units with what I've got left of my army there. And bang, as we charging there. But I think my cavalry here, as I say, they're extremely battle damaged, but they could, they really would help here at this stage of the battle with the cavalry charging in there. It could make a real difference there. Okay, so it looks like our team, I think, has managed to go on to win the battle there, as we've routed those 2 Scipio units there. And as I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. And I think most of the enemy SBQR troops have been taken out as well. I think there's 2 units left there. So it wouldn't surprise me if Scorpion King decided to admit defeat now. Very, very close battle. There, Steve just finished that unit. There you are. Yeah, Scorpion King just admitted defeat there, so our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. So if you look all over the battlefield here, you can see there's been intense fighting everywhere. As I say, Steve now has just got 2 units left. That is the entirety of his Spartan units. Remember, he had 12 Spartans and 8 archers. That's all he's got left. Here you can see Cryptola. There, what's that, 7 men left, but luckily he's still got his general. There you are, 7 men left, but he did well to keep his general, and another unit there with 10 men. That is the entirety of Crypto's army. That's it. So there you are, 4 units out of 2 entire armies there. So that just goes to show how much of a battle of attrition this was. And over here you can see, I think Aurelius might have 3 units left, maybe. 3 units there, very, maybe 4 units there, but very, very battle damaged units there of his Britannia army. That's all he's got left. And we've had a look at the numbers of my Julia army. We know how battle depleted my army is as well. So you can see there's a real battle of attrition there. You can see units there, like 5 men in that unit. 5 men. What's that, 1 man in that unit there? That's an Eagle unit. That's all I've got left in that 121 man unit there, 1 man. And then 3 men in that unit. You can see, look how battle depleted my units are. Look, just look at the numbers that's just left. 5 men in that unit. And you can just see, as I say, it was a real battle of attrition here. And 2 men left in that unit there. I mean, it just goes to show how well the enemy fought there and how close this battle was. But as I say, if you look over the battlefield here, you'll see over here, I think that's where those Carthaginian cavalry of sneaky Barclayman hit Steve's archers, and we countered them with our cavalry. Then over here, you can see some wrecked chariots there. Let's see the wheels come off the chariots there. As you move across the battlefield here, and more dead there as we move across there. And look at all those head herders killed. You can tell by their nice Rupert the Bear trousers that they're wearing there. You can always see them when there's a big clump of them, like you can with the Spartans with their red cloaks. They really stick out. Oh my gosh, look at that, for a massive cavalry and infantry battle there as we move across the battlefield. There's some more Rupert the Bear wearing head herders dead there that you can see. You can see, as I say, the Rupert the Bear trousers they're wearing there. So but But as I say, if you look across the battlefield here, as I say, the Spartans dead always stick out on the battlefield with their red cloaks there as we move across it. Just look at the intensity. Everywhere we're looking, you can see piles of dead. Just goes to show how much of a real battle of attrition this was, and how close it was right up to the end there, with just a few units left of our team. So what a battle of attrition that was. Okay, the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. We thought everybody played well, and as we thought, it was a close victory. Okay, and highest kills in the game unusually goes to Spartan Commander. They were at 1,572 kills. Not bad. I'm quite pleased with that. That's quite good kills there for that old army and old battle formation that I use. So well done to Barclayman. Got some really good kills. I think he got the second highest kills in the game there. So really well done to Barclayman. Well done to FirstPrime. Good kills there. Nice flanking attack he did there with his Scipii troops. Nice tactical move there. So well done to him. Well done to Get Jacked. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but I thought he played well. He doesn't play with Pontus very often, so well done to him. And well done to Scorpion King. Now remember, Scorpion King only had 6 infantry in his army, and look at the kills that he got. I think he's got the 3rd highest kills, so well done to him. I say well done to Crypto. Got some good kills there, holding on that left flank. I thought with a little bit of help from Steve, he did really well there on that left flank. As I say, really well done to him. As I say, I managed to scrape in some good kills there. Well done to Aurelius. Remember that with Britannia, the kills are just half the story. The morale sapping ability of his chariots is something very important to remember. And well done to Steve. Steve did really well there with his Greek city units. As I say, Britannia, the kills are just half the story there. The morale sapping ability of the chariots, making enemy units more susceptible to routing, is also to be taken into consideration with Britannia there. So really well played once again to everybody in the game. Quite a diverse battle as well. I think there you can see we were Rome, Britannia and Greek cities. So that's our team. The other team were Carthage, Rome, Pontus and Rome. Do you think either team had a faction advantage there? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you did, please give us a thumbs up or leave us a comment. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.